Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, today we will discuss about nested queries and subqueries in SQL. How to use the set membership, the set comparison, check for empty relations, duplicate values inside a subquery and then merge it inside a query. So we will discuss this all one by one with examples. Nested subquery or query is putting a query inside a query. That means the result of a query will be fetched as an input of another query. So that it can be a set, it can be a single value, and anything to the input of this outer query. So the term outer query and inner query goes accordingly with the result of the inner query will be the input of the outer query. So first we will start with the set membership function. In a set membership function, we will use the in operator. The in operator can use a subquery or just in a range of the values or the domains. Say for example, if I want to like that the city of a particular customer I want to choose is from Kolkata, Delhi and Chennai. Any other cities I will not enter in my database. So I will select the city from in the domain range of Kolkata, Chennai and Delhi. We will see that how to write. See, we have used here an in linking word to make this set of Delhi, Kolkata and Chennai as a domain to the attribute city in a relation employee. So here we are using a constant set as an input to the city. Now we will use something that is a result of one query will be used as a set to another query or the outer query. Say for we are selecting the customer name from employee where the customer name will belong only from the existing customers of the previous bank. So we can write it down like now we are using that the distinct customer that will be a unique customer name in the bank where the customer name should lie in a result of another query which is a simple one that is the customer from the previous bank. Now we will make it more complex by making the subquery itself complex. So now we will use some predicate on the subquery as well as in the outer query to make it that how the set membership functions are used in it. It is more like a complex query. Now we are fetching the details of the customer names, which is obviously a unique one, from the loan and the bank relation where the loan.account number equals to the bank.account number. Based on where the branch will be like Delhi and the peer branch comma customer will have their range in the domain of set, we are selecting the branch and customer of the depositor and account. So actually the question will be that the loan account which has been paid by the customers who is a depositor of an account. So the depositor account number, if it's being matched with the account number on the account relation, then only we are selecting a pair branch comma customer, which is an input to the pair of branch comma customer in the outer query, and where it will be joined with the queries of branch is Delhi, and we will select that the loan account number is equals to the present bank account number, and we are selecting the customer names. So there are 5 steps to solve this query. First, we are selecting based on this inner query in the 2 parts. Next, we are selecting the pair from the set of domain from the result of the inner query, and next in the outer 2 parts we are selecting the actual output. Now this is the in operator where we are using a set for a reference. Now we will see that we don't want to choose from a set, or we want to avoid a set. So we can use the operator not in. Just like in operator, we can use the not in as a constant set of values or as a result of a subquery. We will see both the cases. Say if the branches from Mumbai and Chennai, the customer names will not be selected. So we can write So here the not in operator is used to avoid the domain or a constant set of Mumbai and Chennai, and avoiding the set membership of these 2 cities. Now, just like in, we can use the not in operator as a result of a subquery. Now we'll see an example of that. Here we are avoiding all the depositors' name and actually extracting the name of the depositors or the customer who hasn't been paid their loan to their account. So we are using not in, that is avoiding the customers from the depositor relation as a set membership. Now we will move to the set comparison. In the subquery or a nested query, we often use a comparison in the where clause, which is also a set comparison. That a set compared to another set, if it is being matched, then we can use the query, or sometimes if it is not matched, then we can use the query. So depending on the demand or the need of the query, we will place the matching and unmatching or greater than and less than. As we are talking about comparison, there are 6 different comparison: greater than equals to, lesser than equals to, and not equals to. So this 6 comparison or relation we can make with the sets to compare the result of 2 subqueries, or just 2 inner queries to get a result on an outer query. Here we are using an operator that is greater than sum. The greater than sum operator defines than that is greater than at least 1. As it is a set comparison, we are dealing with a set, so we can say that greater than sum means that greater than at least one of the values in the set comparison. So we are using the branch from the branches relation, where asset is obviously greater than at least one of the assets on the branch where the city is reside, Delhi. So we can say that this greater than sum gives the at least one greater than operation. Just like this, we can use lesser than sum, lesser than equals to sum, greater than equals to sum. So we can use the sum operator. Now if I want that greater than all, then we must specify that if the assets in Delhi are like 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000. So the asset we are talking about here must be greater than all the values on the assets produced result on that particular set of the inner query. So how to write that? So here in this subquery, we are fetching for the assets of branch Delhi, and then we have to select the asset of the branches which is greater than all of the assets of branch Delhi. So we can use the greater than all and place like greater than all, lesser than all, greater than equals to, and less than equals to all. Not by the set comparison and membership functions we can use in the select and where clause. Rather, we can use it in having and group by clause also. So we will see an example how to use it in a group by and having clause. Now the query we are using now will help us to solve the problem. We want to fetch that which branch has the highest average balance on all the branches of the company. So we need to first make the average balance group wise by branch and then select that is greater than all other branches average balance. So we are first selecting the account group by the branch name and then having the average balance of that particular branch is greater than equals to all of the average balances on the branch name. So if the branches are like Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai and Pune, so we can say that there are 5 different branches, 5 different average balance, and we will select the highest one along with the branch name. So in this way we can use the set comparison in group by and having clause to choose the replacement of max and mean operation. Now we will go to the checking for empty relation. We will check that if there any relation exists or not with the exist and not existing commands. We will see that how to do. Here we are solving this query to the problem of we want to fetch the customer names who has both an account in a bank and also in a loan account as a depositor. So first we are selecting the customer from bank where exist. This is checking for an empty relation. If the select star produce any number greater than 0, so the exist clause will be satisfied. Other than that, it will not be satisfied. So if it satisfies that there is any account number on the customer who has also a depositor account in the bank or a loan account in the bank, so I will select the customer from my bank relation. So in this way we are checking for the empty relation, that is this relation that we are producing by the select statement is empty or not. Similar way we can use the not exist statement too. Here we are using many of the clauses together. Our foremost use is the not exist clause. So we are using this not exists here. So what is the problem? We want to select the customer name who has not any account in Delhi branch and who has a depositor as well as a loan account. So how to do that? We are for selecting distinct customer from the depositor with the alias ACE where not exists. That means any branch or account in Delhi will not be considered except which ones which has a loan account and a depositor account both in that bank. So if it is also in Delhi but an a loan depositor account, then it will be considered for this case of a set of domain. So in this way we can check for the empty relation and a non-empty relation by subtracting, differentiating with an exception operation of set, merging it with a not existing operation. Next we will check for the duplicate values. So here we are solving the query of that we want the customer names who had at most one account in the branch Delhi. So here we are considering two queries that at most one account in branch Delhi. So first we are selecting customers from the depositor aliases as T where unique. Why we are providing this unique? That we are checking for the duplicate values. If the customer name repeats and any of the account number, that means the customer is having more than one account number in the bank. Now this unique keyword checks that any duplicacy there exists or not. If it exists, then the unique keyword will not be satisfied, other than it will be satisfied. Or it will take only the unique values of the set of the domain on the customers that has the account number, which is the account number of the customer, and the branch is Delhi. So this way unique works for checking duplicate values. Just like the reverse not unique will check for that duplicating all the values considering as a set of domain. Here we are using the not unique clause. Now the query is to select the customers who has at least two accounts in the branch Delhi. So by providing the not unique to the same query above, we are actually calculating that there should be at least two accounts, because not unique means at least once the name will be repeated. If there is any repeatance more than 2, then it will be considered as 3, 4, 5, 6 and above 2. So our satisfaction of this at least 2 query will be solved. So the not unique provided with this customer name matching, account number matching with Delhi, that provides the at least 2 query solve. So this is why we can use the unique and not unique to check for the duplicate values and use it as a set of domain on a subquery of a nested query. So that is all for nested subqueries in SQL. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned with Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.